Hey tag team, Allison Roberts here, and I am back with another tag. Tag means talk about grace. Today's tag theme is It All Adds Up. We know there's a Caribbean saying that every mickle make a muckle, which refers to, you saving, you putting away small amounts, and in the end or over a period of time, it becomes something greater. Right? One cocoa food basket. We hear of those terms, and those terms are generally used in a financial setting where we're talking about savings or creating something greater out of nothing. So when I speak of it all adds up, I want to bring you to the side where we are looking at our life. It all adds up. Every single action, every single reaction, it all comes together to create the beauty of what each individual calls their lives. And as Christians, we need to know that, the decisions matter. Even the small ones that you're making now will impact your future. That one decision that you made to say yes to Jesus was the greatest decision, the greatest changing factor in your very life. So that's how we know that these small things matter. When you pray and fast and create the disciplines in life, they matter. We know that the word of the Lord comes to us in Romans 8:28, very popular scripture, and it says, and we know that all things work together for the good of them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. It's the all things. It never says some of the things them put together, and it says all things. So it shows you that we need to live lives that are holistic. It's not like you want to compartmentalize your life to say, all right, got over the part here, and my regular life, which includes work, which includes school, it's separate. No, it is in everything. When you talk about you showing up positively in every area of your life because of the decision that you've made to make Christ the Lord of your life. He helps in school. The discipline of, working hard, being excellent, that is as a result of your faith. It should be. It should show up there that you are different. How you act with your peers, how you act with your colleagues. It should be different because of the change that is in you. The Lord also shows us in Psalm 37 verse 23, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delights in his ways. So we know that it all adds up. So just let me share a story with you, a specific story. I went to a conference in Jamaica. Miranda Curtis came to Jamaica, and there was a conference, and I was just there, and she just somehow started to sing a song of the spirit. A song just came up out of the spirit, and we all in that place started to sing that song and just worship freely. And when I get into worship, I generally, just release myself, all inhibitions, no thoughts of anything, and I sing freely and give God the glory. And it was just such a blessing. And there are other people there. There was a specific young man that was there, and he was worshiping, and then, naturally I started harmonizing, and he started harmonizing. So I was singing the soprano, he's singing the tenor, the chorus of the audience singing the melody, and whoever else were in there, putting it in parts, and we're just worshiping, and it was just such a blessed time. And remember, I'm just there living my life, adding my day to day, each step, whatever that meant for me in that moment. And it was just a blessing. At the end of that event, that young man came to me and like, wow, he complimented, my worship, the singing that came from my worship. And I was just like, okay, thank you. And he is affiliated with gospel recording artists in Jamaica, and he reached out to me and took my contact, and he was like, boy, he wished he had met me before, because he would have invited me to be a part of their team. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. And we exchanged numbers, and I moved on. And that's just a moment in time, nothing specific that I was seeking or expecting from that situation. Later on, he contacted me and he advised me that his artist was doing a final show in Jamaica, and she was looking for singers if I would be interested to sing soprano. I'm like, yeah, sure. And the race dates were set and whatever. went to the rehearsal and met with the other singers, and we did the rehearsals and such. The event came, and we practiced, we did whatever we needed to do, we ministered, and it was such a blessing. At that event, I met a young lady that sang alto, and we started to interact, and it was just such a nice person, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. And we interacted, and after that event we kept in touch, and she invited me to be a part of a singing group that she had, and we worked together, we sang all over Jamaica, we ministered, and it was so great. And I'm thinking, wow, from just worshiping at an event, somebody hearing you, decided to invite you to be a part of your team, you meet somebody who decided to, and it's all the steps. And today, let me tell you, that individual is one of my bestest friends, one of my greatest friends, because there are so many other aspects of my life that she's influenced, impacted, served me in, I've served her in. And when I look back at the story, it's just the fact that it all adds up. That one step of deciding, I never had to go to the conference, but I decided, and it was not free. I decided to spend my money. I went, I was blessed. So I said, okay, God wants you to go to the conference to be blessed. I ended up meeting somebody that led me to, even expand in terms of ministry, and meeting my friend now. Those things are not coincidence. The Lord orders our steps. And some of us don't think about those things until, the stories happen. And there are so many testimonies and stories that I can share that I've had because of this individual and with this individual that I've met. So each step led me to this beautiful friendship that even exists now. It shows you that the decisions that you make, even if it's a mistake sometimes, God will orchestrate it to get the glory. I think about me knowing from an early age that, I am anointed to minister in music. Remember, me I'm not really boom shot singer, but me know I'm anointed. So I thought of, should I go to Edna Manley or not? And I'm just like, boy, the whole thing of having music as your source of income, you might start, that starving artist thing, because, the Jamaican industry is not as developed, and, I didn't know where the Lord would have taken me. So I decided not to. And I went to UTech, did finance or whatever. But even in my decision to go to UTech, I did so many great things musically there, because I ended up on the track team, living on campus at track house, meeting some young men who did track, and they used to play for their church till they started producing music. I got to produce a few of the things that I have that you guys will hear shortly. And I'm like, you take for learn finance, for the look at tracks and stuff like that, and you end up in a space where you interact with people who have helped me musically, people who I've collaborated with. That was not the thought. Remember, I'm going so I can get a business degree so I can eat food and pay for my clothing and my shelter. So even though I didn't go to an art school, I was able to meet people and develop the giftings that are in me, as a vocal producer, being able to write songs and arrange them and those things. So even in every decision that I've made, I've seen the hand of the Lord so clearly, and that convinces me that it all adds up. No step that I've taken, I really believe that each step has brought me to this very moment that I'm in, and it will lead me to other moments. And so sometimes we just need to pause and look at our lives, because sometimes it's a whirlwind and we're just going and we're thinking that, boy, we're not seeing the Lord doing this, we're not hearing from God. Is he this? Is he there? Is he? If you look at your life with honesty and just think where you were, where you are now, how you got here, you realize that the Lord was in it all and is in it all. Even the moments of disappointment, he is there. When we make the mistake of making the wrong decisions, he finds a way to turn it back around so that we can get back on the path to be in alignment with Him. So do not feel like to see the will of the Lord, you have to just sit down and wait till God say, hey, take 2 steps here, left, right, move. We're not robots. He wants to be integrated in our lives. He wants to be the center. So if we're living this life that He's given us, we just need to seek Him to say, Lord, where do you want to guide me? And sometimes we have to just move by faith, trusting that the Lord in us, the Spirit in us, can guide and will guide us into all truth, so that we do know what to do. Some of us want to hear God come and take a chalkboard and write note for no how for do. But the move of faith, as we are growing in faith, God honors it. He honors it, and He will ensure. I've heard it been said that you are not that powerful to thwart your destiny. Yes, you might make mistake that kind of, topple the boat little, but the mighty hand of the Lord is there to guide and to restore once we submit our very wills to Him. And so it's the small things, it's in the small things that creates the big things. I've heard the story, and I've even seen it in many situations where, you have a patch of grass and you walk through the grass daily, and those footprints, kill that grass, and that path is left. So those small steps. In high school, they fenced around the grassy areas because the girls were just walking across and creating pathways that became permanent. No grass would grow there. It became permanent because every step counts. Continually pounding. If a big old rock is there and water is dripping on it over the years, the rock is broken down. So it shows you that it all adds up. Each decision. Don't be afraid now. That's not what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to say, oh my God, I don't want to make this decision because this in 20 years will lead to this. No, know that the Lord will be there to guide. He will be there to direct you. So make your step in faith and be sure in God that He orders your step, and He will guide you to the path of righteousness for His name's sake and for His glory. Have an awesome week, tag team. Bless you.